Hello, everybody. Hello, how are you? Ha. It's another it's another cooking video of Cooking with the Wooks. Um, so today we are making. I made an adjustment to my pancake recipe, so we're gonna go back over it all over again. I know it's disappointing. So our ingredients is as follows: eggs. We're gonna need 14 of those. I have switched milks because as you well know, my wife is casein and gluten intolerant. She can't have either one, so almond milk. It's unsweet for all of you diabetics out there. Make sure you get the unsweet. And then the vanilla will just help with the flavor a little bit. My sugar, which is the pure. All right. Organic. It's the organic stevia. It's Walmart brand, and it's the best value for the buck. That's why I use it. We're gonna need baking powder. Glabber Girl is the one that I've used. My mom used it since I was knee high to a grasshopper, and I continue to use it because it's the best. Now this here, I found at Walmart as well. And I'm trying this for the first time. So we're going to see how this works. Okay. Should work the same as the other flour, technically. You need also a can of pumpkin. Now make sure you get the pure pumpkin. See, it says 100% pure pumpkin. Make sure that you get the pure pumpkin. If you don't, you're going to get the mix that has sugar and stuff in it for pumpkin pie. I see they've come out with that lately. Okay, your spices. I've got ginger here. We got the ground nutmeg. We've got the ground cloves. Boink, ground cloves. And judging by my nose, I've opened up a valve. And ground cinnamon. Okay. And then the newest ingredient, protein powder. Now, this here it's 22 grams of protein, 2 grams of sugar, and no sugar alcohols. So when you guys are, especially for my diabetics out there, if you're looking, make sure that your food, like your protein bars and stuff, does not have sugar alcohols, because that will raise your blood sugar. It's the same as having sugar. And it's got 5 grams of fiber. This is also gluten-free. Here we go. Let's see. Here's the list. Dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan. You know, I'm personally not a vegan. But it is... Oh, I suppose I should slow down a little bit so you guys can see. I'm so sorry. There we go. Okay. And it's the purely inspired organic protein. Now, at the moment, you can get this on food stamps as well. So for those of you who are struggling, but who want the extra boost of protein, yes, this can be bought on food stamps. I get the French vanilla, again, flavoring. Okay. I'm going to show you the flour again. There we go. So, and you can use this for any of your baking needs. And then, of course, we have the pure. Now, be careful. This is the granulated sweetener. All right. The pure does have like a powdered sugar version of it, and I'm anxious to try that and make some frostings. Because I'm going to be making cookies here in a little while after I get the pancakes done. But as you guys well know, I make ginormous batches of pancakes. So, and of course, these are going to be my pumpkin spice pancakes. So, as things go, we are going to begin with hand washing because, you know, hand washing is of vital importance. I am going to pause the video for a brief moment. I'll be right back as I reset the camera so that you can see in the bowl and see what I'm doing, okay? Be right back. Hello everybody, I'm back. I'm hoping that you can see the bowl. I tried to set it up. Sorry for the stomach view. I have just a little bit of an overhang. It's like saying we have a little bit of a deficit, but you know, whatever. So first thing, wash hands because, you know, gotta prevent the nasties. A little. I use towels a lot to keep my hands clean. So this is a 2-pound bag of flour that we're about to use. So let us open it up. Put that in there. Yes, all 2 pounds of it. Okay. Now, I'm going to put some protein powder in. Now, I have protein powders, if you're not familiar, always come with their own scoops. I'm going to use about 3 scoops. This one in particular, you can cook with. There are some that you cannot, so please be careful with your proteins. Okay? But what this is going to do is also, we have low-calorie syrup that my wife and I both love to death, and I'll show you that in just a moment. And it blunts the sugar spike from that. Okay? So we got that. I put everything away as I use it so that I can help keep track. I put everything away as I use it so that I can help keep track of what I'm doing. You know, that way I don't go along and I'm going, you know, and if somebody distracts you or whatever, then you don't get that, well, where was I? Well, I know because the last ingredient I put in was put away. Sorry about that. And that way I can keep track of everything in case I am distracted for a minute. And it does happen. So, let's see. And then we have tablespoons. I am not used to measuring a damn thing because that's just the way I am. I eyeball everything. Now you guys can adjust this as you want with flavors. The other thing is that in large batches you can't get it in there. So about a tablespoon of nutmeg ish. Ginger is very important to this combo. So also helps. If you guys are not familiar, about a tablespoon. If you guys are not familiar with ginger, it also helps with migraines. It has the same effect as sumatriptan. So for all of you guys who are suffering migraines out there, help yourself along with the ginger, huh? And then 2 to 3 tablespoons of cinnamon. Cloves. The cloves. The cloves you must be careful of. You can overclove very, very easily. Horribly easy. Now for that, half a teaspoon is about all you would really want. Otherwise, it's going to about half a teaspoon in there. If you need a little bit more later on, you can put it in, but you can never take anything out once you do it. So, I like to, especially with the strong flavors, like cloves, I like to undermeasure, and then I can build it up if I need to. Sometimes I have to, sometimes I don't have to. I am lacking vanilla. So if you guys are wondering why I don't put vanilla in there, it's because I don't have it at the moment. But wifey wanted some pancakes and I aim to deliver. So, and about a tablespoon or 2 of the baking powder, depending on how fluffed you want them. It tends to lose its effectiveness with me because I make such a large batch. So we're going to read the ingredients or the list on here if I can see it. So 1 cup pure equals 2 cups of sugar. All right, well, let's do about a cup. Because I like sweet pancakes. I really do. I love sweet pancakes. Good thing we're having food stamps. This also is food stamp eligible. So I'm gonna do that. I might not be able to make cookies because I don't have enough pure. All right, now all that is left is the wet ingredients. Now you can either do this separate or you can do it in the same. Right now I am going to start mixing this up here. If I can find myself a big enough spoon. I'm going to mix this up real quick. Now, I'm mixing it up because I want to get all of the dry ingredients mixed together. I want them all even. I want them all in the bowl. It's been a rough night, guys. I had nearly a 400 blood sugar, and then it dropped down to a 54, and then it went back up to a 300 blood sugar, and God only knows where it's at right now. Last I knew it was 299, so it's been a rough couple of days. And that was my fault. I got stupid last night and had... I was hungry for sweets, specifically cookies. And I'm sure that you all know how that goes. You get hungry for thises and that's and the others, and for whatever reason. Whether it's a mental thing or not, and for me it's a mental thing. We're having... So, I let myself get a little out of control, doing stuff that I shouldn't, which is worrying about the bills instead of letting the universe take care of it. I went back to my old habit, and it cost me. Hard lesson to learn, because oh my God, that hurt. a lot and stuff. Okay. And if you guys are wondering, whenever you do this, if you take and rinse out your tools, all you have to do is just rinse them. Okay? Especially since they're dry ingredients, they'll come out relatively easy. And you're fine. It's a shortcut for those of us who end up with a shit ton of dishes no matter what the heck happens here. Alright, so you've got all your dry ingredients. Now keep in mind the size of this bowl. I would show you, but I can't because it's got powder in there. But this is a ginormous bowl. I think it's a 6-quart bowl is what it is. And yeah, it's kind of ginormous. So got 14 eggs. I'm gonna crack the eggs in another bowl here. So we're gonna slide over a little bit so you can see. There we go. I'm trying to give you the bird's eye view of things. I'm going to do the eggs first. Now, you can crack them in, you can mix everything in one bowl if you really want to. For me, I like to use a separate bowl on most of it, most times, especially when dealing with eggs, because, you know, shell chips, and you never know when you're going to get the odd fetus. So, and yes, it does happen. I've had it happen in my days in the kitchen where you crack an egg and you're like, why is that there? Somebody fucked up. Because they're supposed to go through and sort those eggs before that happens. But sometimes you get like eggs with blood in them and things like that, egg yolks, and it's just not fun. Not fun at all. I gotta go rinse these out. Apparently, got one that's cracked in there. So, we got one that cracked and leaked all over. Okay, so obviously I'm not using it, but still makes a relatively large mess. Oh, look at that shell casing. And there you go. So I can keep my stuff clean here with the eggs and not have to worry too much about. So I got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. I used 14 eggs. I might do 16 today just to make sure we got enough. So 3. So we got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right. And I will use the rest to put on top for the purposes of having fried eggs. Because we're having eggs and pancakes for lunch. Wifey's been waiting all day for me to do this. I promised her yesterday I would do it. Had that shitty blood sugar, or had that blood sugar stuff. And I apologize for the cursing. I have to figure out how to filter. Because, you know, I only have 4-legged children and they really don't repeat everything after me, so I'm all good. So there you go. There's your eggs. Now we're gonna open the pumpykins. The puppykins. Yes, everything is puppy to me. because we have 3 service dogs. They're wonderful puppers. You know, and she keeps asking me about the whole, is he still in training? And I'm like, he's going to be in training for the rest of his life, honey. Just like humans are. We continually learn, and so do they. And our puppers is doing a great job. Hers, Mr. Mufasa. Her puppy's name is Mr. Mufasa, and he helps me out, not with my disabilities, but he helps me out with hers. So when if I have to go to the store or something, I know she's going to be safe because he's here and he can deal with almost everything. There's a couple things, yes, he can't deal with, but thankfully they're a rarity. Alright, so we got the pumpkin open. We got a woo. We got a woo and a whoa and a oh my god. Okay. And get the pumpkin out. And put it in there. Yeah, I know it's the dry spoon. I don't really care at the moment. Because it's going to go, I'm going to be mixing it in here anyway. Not proper etiquette, but if it were proper etiquette, I would have not used the same spoon in the dry ingredients that I use in the wet ingredients. And stuff like that. But, you know. I also don't have a health inspector creeping up into my kitchen going, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And having to explain to them that, yes, indeed, I did do that, but, you know, congratulations, you came in during the rush. Okay, now there's those two. Here's our bit of milk. I'm going to put a little milk in here just because of the pumpkins and eggs. So I'll put a lot of milk in. The milk is going to end up to be probably about 6 cups-ish or so. It just depends. It depends on the batter. And what I mean by that is that when you do this, you're going to end up mixing everything together, and then once you get it together, if it's too thick, you have to thin it out. If it's too thin, you have to put a little bit more flour in and boost it back up. Now, they do have, for those of you who are just doing this by yourself, or, you know, want to be more time constructive, because this takes a while. Cooking from scratch takes a while. It was never meant to be a fast thing. You know, back in the day, Mom was at home taking care of the kids, teaching them and making sure that everything, you know, was cleaned and fed and all of that. Now, for all of you who take offense to that, think about this. Right now, both of you are working. You both are sending your child to school to learn from a perfect stranger. You don't know that teacher. You don't know that set of teachers. You don't know what they're teaching in school. You don't know anything about that. You're just assuming, and I do mean assume at this point, because I've been watching the news, you're assuming they're teaching your child correctly. So if I were you, I would not be so anxious to send my children to school without taking a day and walking into school unannounced and visiting the classrooms. go through your... My mom did it. I spent an entire day dragging her around class to class with me. So she knew what they were teaching me. And if she didn't approve of it, the teacher got it. Oh. And in no uncertain terms, because my mother was a firecracker. So, anyway, so assuming that, you know, this whole housewife thing is female slavery, it really wasn't. It was because the dad had to go to work to make the money, to pay the bills, and put food on the table, and all of that. Mom's job was to keep the house clean, and teach the kids, and take care of the kids, and all of that. Well, now we've got both parents working, there's nobody at home. You might be lucky enough to afford a maid. Oh, and the best part, you got to send your child to school and have them taught by those strangers, and hope to God they're not teaching them something that you don't want them to know. All right, so we're going to pour all of this in here and mix her up. Now, yes, I did that to make a point, and the point being that, from my point of view, in no way is being a housewife or a mom a slave labor job. Matter of fact, it's one of the most glorious jobs I could think of, because you, as a mom, are influencing the next generation of presidents, of scientists, of astronauts, of whatever your child wants to be. All right, let's start mixing and see what we got going on here. Now, I might have to grab a fork because, you know, powder and all. Also, it looks like I might need some more milk, because this isn't working the way I want it to, and I can already tell. You know, just like being a chef. Yes, I was a chef, but I cook at home for my wife. Is it slave labor? No, it's a labor of love. It will always be a labor of love. When we first met, my wife was 65 cents with soaking wet, carrying the bathtub. That included the, you know, down jacket she was wearing, boots and all. And now she's got a blueberry, as she calls it, and she's 120 pounds. So apparently I am a really good cook. But I have done everything I can to make her comfortable. All right, so see how thick this is, guys? This is what I mean about the milk. Way too thick to be pancake batter. It's not even a good cake batter at the moment. But you want your batter about the same, a little bit thicker than cake batter. So, I am going to grab the extra milk in here. Damn shoulder. Oh, that hurt. Okay. Yeah, just my shoulder, sweetie. And it's been getting worse and worse and worse.
Alright, I'm either spiking or I'm dropping. I don't know which one.
Well, grab a meter.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, grab a meter and find out.
Can we at least agree that this doctor is full of horseshit?
We can. Like I said, if you want to switch doctors, we have to go to Pueblo, I think.
I don't want to switch doctors. I just want to get another opinion on it. Because
I think you should.
I've seen the pictures that you know I'm running high, you know I'm running low, and it's...
Well,
you're gonna sit here and freaking tell me that I'm fine.
well, and we haven't had an appointment to confront her on the whole thing. because I want to know why she's doing it.
I shouldn't have to confront anybody with it. I've told you time and time again, not you, but her. I've told her time and time again, something is going wrong with my blood sugar. Something is going wrong.
Yeah.
But no, I'm fucking fine.
Well, and part of it too is you haven't eaten today, honey.
Well,
and I'm working.
No, but
I'm working on it. It's just taking a minute.
I really don't want to get Mufasa up.
You don't have to get Mufasa up, do you?
Oh, look.
Oh, okay.
Tell them what you're just on.
My wifey's finishing up. It's up there. My wifey is finishing up her newest vest edition. So I don't know how well you guys could see that, but
Jack Skellington.
yep, it's a Jack Skellington vest. Okay. But you guys keep adding the milk until the batter levels out. Nice thing about home cooking is that you can always adjust it. You're not constrained to a box. And you know what the heck just went in it, because that's what you put in it. So there's the other thing. But anyway, as far as, everybody's favorite freedoms and libers and you know what, guys? If we as the people, as the citizens of Earth, were to come together, band together, fix these governments that are screwing us, and take back our world, we can develop the technologies so that we can do what we need to. But as long as we're fighting with each other, that's never going to happen. As long as we're not accepting each other, that's never going to happen. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're gay, you're straight, you're whatever. Doesn't matter to me. What I care about is, can you do the job that you were hired to do? Or can you do the job that you decided that that's your career? That's what you want to do. This is what I want to do for my life. Well, can you do it? Can you go to school? Can you do it good? Has nothing to do with anything. It has everything to do with you. And I'm just done. Sorry for the rant. I know it's a cooking video. I shouldn't rant in my cooking videos. But it gets to me when you look at a world that could be so much better and everybody's trying to do their own thing because they all want power to do their own thing. Well, I know better what to do, and I'm going to tell you what you should be doing. No. I know what I should be doing. I just need you to get the hell out of the way. How about that? So, alrighty, we're getting there. I switched to a fork because forks, you can use a wire whisk for this. I prefer a fork because my silverware is very sturdy. I like the thick, heavy-duty silverware, and I'm trying to knock these lumps down a bit. Some of these lumps are spice and things like that, and I'm trying to lump them down. It's still a little bit too thick for my liking, so we're going to put some more in there. Yes, and I'm going to cook all of this batter. I don't save it, I'm going to cook it. And this is what I mean about doing big batches. So, for you guys who are church breakfasts or whatever, this would be a great idea for you. You know? Because I cook in a volume that you can sit down and do that. Back in the day when I was in the Christian religion, we would have men's breakfasts on Saturdays and stuff like that, and that's what I was thinking about, was the breakfasts, and you know, or if you have movie night for the youth group or whatever. Now that's not include the other religions of the planet, or no religion at all, because I prefer to be Jedi. I think that that's the best way to go. However, I also know that there are some people that have different needs than I do, and that's fine. And I'm not including you, I'm just giving an example. So, back to our cooking, and I'm going to try and shut up now about the status of planet insanity. So there we go. That's a little better. It could probably be thinned out a little more. But I want to take this other spoon, go back through it, make sure that I got everything up off of the bottom of the bowls. Sorry guys, my shoulder is killing me. Feels like somebody come up and shoved a chef knife into my shoulder. So I'm doing a lot more with my left than my right, because the left seems to be working a little better. I'm just trying to make sure that there's no pockets of powder or anything in the bottom of that. And I'm going to put some more milk in it to thin it up a little bit more. You don't want it too thin. Cake batter is way too thin. But you do want it thin enough to be sure to do its job. And then, you know, got to do the first experimental cake afterwards. And what I mean by that is, you know, you put your pan on, you heat it up. The first pancake you make, the pan's not going to be as hot as you'd like, generally. And you're going to want to taste it for flavor, to make sure you got your spices right. You're going to want to, you know, check the batter out to make sure it's either thin or thick enough for what you need. Stuff like that. Wifey's having blood sugar issues is because part of it's because she's waiting on me. She hasn't eaten all day because she wants her pancakes. And I feel bad that it's taking me forever to get this done. But I'm also doing a video on top of it, so. I was gonna do this last night, just I tend to run out of energy at night, somewhere around 9 o'clock-ish. So I don't know what it is. I've been going to bed and sleeping a lot more lately. Like 10 hours instead of, when I was working, I was only getting 5 hours of sleep. Now it seems like I'm trying to catch up and I'm sleeping 10 hours. So I don't know. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that's just about right. Alrighty, so we got the cake batter, which is really what I could do with this if I wanted to. I could make a bread, I could make a cake. This is just your basic dough recipe. So I can make pancakes out of it, I can make muffins out of it, I can make cakes out of it, I can do whatever I want to from here with that batter in particular. So you don't have to feel constrained to just make pancakes. If you want a pumpkin spice bread, throw it in a loaf pan, bake it off. If you want pumpkin spice muffins. Muffin tin it. If you want a great big cake for a birthday, put in a cake pan. Wifey likes her pancakes because she gets up in the morning and the first thing she does after she feeds her dog is feeds herself pancakes. So that's why I make the pancakes. And it's my way of loving on her first thing in the morning while I'm still passed out. Okay, cast iron skillet. You see it's still, we washed it. If you watched my video from yesterday, you'll know that we washed it up yesterday. It looks like it's a little rough, and that's fine. No worries. I've been using the olive spray because I want to get the sidewalls of the pan. Okay. And it helps me to get the sidewalls of the pan so that nothing sticks to it. So we've got our pancake mix. It's going to take a minute for this pan to warm up. And in the meantime, I'm going to plug in or turn on the light, as it were. I have a second light here, and I'm going to turn it on. See if that helps with the visuals on that. Okay, there's that. Pancake turner. Got my stir spoon. Now, I tend to use like ladles and stuff like that for pancakes. You can use spoons if you want smaller ones. You can use ladles. Whatever you want to do. It depends on the size of the pancakes you're trying to make, you know. If you're trying to make a ginormous dinner-sized plate full of pancake, use a ladle. If you're trying to make a small cake for the chitlins, then don't. Oh. All right. Butter, sugar. Do I have enough? Do I have enough? Don't think I do. So I'm going to pause the video for a second and wait while the pan heats up. All right, be ready, guys. I'm back. Sorry about that. Was distracted by the wife. Oh, and my pan is smoking hot. Well, let's see what we got going on here. Test pancake coming in. Might have to turn that down just a squeak. My stove is gas powered, so there is no like temperature gauge on the knobs. Here, let me show you. Here's what my knob looks like. No temperature gauge, kind of dirty.
I'm gonna try one more freaking time, and if I can't get it, I give.
Okay, babe.
Tell them what just happened. That way they're not like, what's going on?
Well, I put it up with my collection.
Oh. Does it fit?
Yeah, but...
Did you even try it?
No, I took your word for it. So, she's trying to make herself a...
I want a basic black fucking wrist coupler, and I can't get it.
Yeah, that's what she's trying to do, and she's just upset because she is having all kinds of issues with it. Yeah, I came in, and I'm glad I had the door open. No, the pan was smoking. Looked like Smokey Joe's Cafe.
Wow, I'm good.
Yes, you are.
First guess.
So she's making a puppy wrist coupler. This is what our specialty, one of our specialties is here.
And by the way, yup collars, stop stealing people's ideas.
Yes, indeed, because these are trademarked. Hint, hint.
All of our stuff is trademarked. For that reason.
You should do a video on that. Honey, you should do a video on that. Trademarking. Alright, so from the looks of it, you see how flat it is and stuff? Let's see what happens when we flip her over. If it doesn't puff up, obviously we need more baking powder. Bam. Whoa! Boy, did I get that all wrong. I got that horribly all wrong. It's alright. So, back to mixing it up. See? I mean, it's a good pancake, don't get me wrong. I just want it fluffier. I like it. I like my pancakes fluffy. Fluffy! Like I am. I like them fluffy. I like them big. You know, if I were to serve that in a restaurant, I would want my customers to go, wow, look at those. He's really good back there. And that's what I'm aiming for. Yep. Trying to get some of these lumpies out. Sometimes you have to trap them against your bowl and just spread them out and then mix them back in. Welcome. Happy Halloween, everybody. The weather's changing. The trees are changing. It's cold as shit outside. Blam. Alright. Now, before we go any further, let's try the panner cake. You need to cook more. This here is one of our favorite sugar-free syrups. The wifey dearly loves it. I like it. It tastes... If you guys grew up on like Mrs. Butterworth's and things like that, it does taste like a lot like maple syrup, and without that aftertaste. You know how a lot of sugar-free stuff has that aftertaste? This does not. Now, granted, it doesn't have stevia. It has, what is it? Splenda. Yeah, because you got it gives you the warning back there, so it's got Splenda in it. But, you know. What are you going to do? You can make your own pancake syrup, yes. Okay, slap. Yeah, that'll work. That passes. Well, look, it's bubbling. That's a good thing. So, I think actually this is a good sized pancake for what I need. So I'm going to just continue to use the spoon. In the meanwhile, it looks like it's past the mustard. Well, except for this one piece of seasoning right here. I'm gonna go ask the wifey if she needs this container. If she doesn't, then great. Hey, love. Do you need this container for brushes or something? What's going on? So you can figure the small things out. Huh? I'm trying to figure the whole thing out. Sorry, honey. I'm trying to finish my cooking video. I've got a video running in the kitchen, pancakes on the stove, and I'm trying to figure out how to help you. And I feel like I'm at a loss. All right. And if any of you don't know how to cook pancakes, got a little bit. So when you put I'll show you here in the next pancake because I got to put some more grease down. I think you're just over measuring. That's all. Well, yeah, I think you need to walk away from it and take a break. It might be an hour, it might be a day. Just walk away from it, chill. Not an emergency. Huh? Come help me burn some pancakes. You do what? Why don't you come into the kitchen? I'm about to finish this video anyway. I know it's a little chilly in here, but... Alright, everybody. Back with another edition of burning my pancakes. Because it's just a little on the warm side there. So when you make pancakes, you obviously put your pancake dough batter in there, but what you're looking for is bubbles like that around the outer edge, and it's going to dry up a little bit. Okay, and that's what you're looking for. Now, I'll be back later on when I finish this entire thing. Hi guys, back again. You can see I've pretty much finished off that. We're on the last couple of pancakes. Whenever I don't have enough for like a full pancake or, you know, just some extra, I like to put some on top and make them as good and fluffy as I can. Now, this isn't spatula clean, but, you know, it's good enough for what I need. That was a lot of pancakes. So, the end result of, those are the last two. And here is the end result of it. There's two layers there. I haven't taken everything apart to count, but there should be about 30 to 40 pancakes there, maybe. Should be. Don't quote me on it. Plus, of course, the ones I'm going to have here in a minute. Because I filled the wifey up, which I'm always proud of doing that, oddly enough. And then excuse me. My stomach's angry. Last time I ate was somewhere around 12 hours ago. So, yeah. It's about that time. So, as you can see with the pancake batter and the pancakes and all of that, if you do a large batch, it's quite an operation. If you do a small one, you know, you can break that down into like a blender, mixer, or something. You don't have to do a big batch like I do, but I'm doing them because it's going to help. It helps the wife keep her blood sugar stable and stuff through the day. Oh my. Hey, I still got it. Some of these eggs are atrocious. Whoa, that's a big chip. That's the big bad chip. So, as you're cooking your pancakes, I wanted to try and make this a little more clear for you guys. You know, they're gonna bubble up, or at least they should. If you made everything right, the pancake batter will bubble up like mine's doing right here. Okay? You see the bubbles are popping through it. They're holding their own. They're not closing back up again. You also see all of the dry that's around the outside, and that's because it's cooking through. And you want that. You want that. You want to be thorough about it, because you know, raw pancake just sucks. Let's just say it like it is. So is dishes. I got to do dishes tomorrow, and that's not going to be fun either for me. But salted. So as you can see, we've got the dry areas here and here. I take my spatula and just run through them. If you got them close together and stuck together like that, you can lift the corner up and check it out. I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer because my pan's been kind of funny about that tonight. I don't know why. It's not been running quite the way I've wanted it to, but I've managed to find a decent temperature. You know, they're supposed to be brown on both sides. You can see where the bubbles and stuff are. They're supposed to be brown on both sides and nice looking. And you see. Oops. There you go. Now one of those is going on my plate after my eggs are done. So, and then the other one's going to go in this stack over here, and then in a little while I'm going to saran wrap it, and then tomorrow I've got to do dishes and some other assorted stuffs. And in the meantime, I'm going to try and what's gonna happen? There we go. And then cue the vacuum cleaner. She's looking for anything that fell on the floor. But anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Like I said, there's the stack O pancake. That should do my wife nicely for 3 weeks, something like that. Yeah, perfecto. Perfecto mundo do 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 do. And like I said, you want to make sure they're thoroughly cooked, so they've got to be brown on both sides. And that's it for the kitchen. And yes, I sneeze away from the food, so I don't get any fun stuff on it. Allergy season, gotta love it. But yeah. See, and I lift up the pancakes to check the bottom. You don't only need to do it to one, because the other one's going to be about the same color. Woo! Where went that egg? And then, yeah, I started during the day, and it's now 7 o'clock at night, so it took me a minute. I have no pain pills or anything else, so whew, smiling. I Wookieed my way through it. Alrighty, so see, it's nice and brown. If you leave it go, this is going to end up burning, but you can see it's nice and thick and fluffy. And those pancakes are full of protein. So each scoop was 20 grams of protein that I put on there, just for reference. Okay. Oh, hi everybody. Let's see if I can get this up where it belongs. So for reference, each scoop was 20 grams of protein apiece. I put 3 scoops in there, and then the pumpkin puree is the vegetable that should help it move through your system, and provide you the vitamins and Gotta have the vites and all of that stuff. My cheekbones are starting to stick out. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. So you guys, bon appetit, and we'll see you on the next video.